Okay, so here we're looking at energy. What is energy? Well, we talk about energy all the time. We eat some food to get energy. We talk about people as energetic if they do lots of things quickly and so on. Essentially what we say it is the ability to do some work. Now, what does that mean? Well, the ability to do work is actually the transfer of energy. So here we're saying that energy is something that can do work, where what is work? Work is actually just the transfer of energy. So it doesn't really explain anything. Why are we using these quite simple ideas to explain energy is mainly because you can't see energy. You can't touch it, you can't feel it. You can only really feel it in terms of temperature. So because we can't see it, it's hard to give it a physical description. So, now what is energy measured in? Energy is measured in the joule. Now the joule is a SI unit. It's a unit that is used all around the world for what the energy is. There's also some others that you might understand through food. So there's calories, okay, which is a certain amount of joules. Now, when we look at energy, there are certain types. Okay, so there is, for example, there's a motion type of energy, which is kinetic energy. So we're going to look at the types of energy here. So kinetic energy is energy due to motion. For example, a car moving at 50 kilometers per hour. There's also energy that we could say is stored. Okay, if we had a person and he was holding a packet of energy, this packet of energy could allow him to do something. So if he, let's say it was a bag of chips, okay, he digested the chips into his mouth, he could then run along, okay. So there's actually energy stored in this packet of chips that could, in the end, make something called running happen, okay. So what we actually call this is a type of potential energy. It has the potential to do something in the future. So one important one is gravitational potential energy. So one important type is what we call gravitational potential energy. Now, gravitational potential energy is effectively if you lift something up. So let's say we walked up a ladder with a box. So here's our person climbing the ladder, and they are holding a box on their back. Okay, as they get to the top, there's a box that is above the ground. Now, if you're holding the box, it will stay where it is. But it has the potential that if you release the box, it would fall. Okay, so that means that this box, as it's up here at the top, holds some sort of energy, and we call that gravitational potential energy. And what is it? It's the energy stored by an object at a certain height in a gravitational field. Because if we actually look at the example here where we lift this box up to here, let's say we are in space. Okay, so here's some twinkly stars. So now we're in space. Okay, this ladder is just floating around. Okay, if you climb up the ladder and you stand there at the top of your box and then you release your box, it won't actually go anywhere. So it doesn't have any energy stored to do anything, because it's not going to do anything when you release it. So another example of this could be a roller coaster at the top of the ride. So what other types of energy are there? There's also light energy. There's also heat energy. There is electrical energy. We also might look at chemical potential energy. And finally, sound energy. We might talk about different examples for each one in the next